Well, hi, Dora. It's 20th of December. I recorded one more Dora, which is the working name. I don't know. Fell out of the sky. Didn't feel any need to workshop it. Recorded one of these with the intention of recording them every day, and then promptly got sick for 3 days. Got in the middle of a work week, and then worked, and then actually had like a really busy week following that, streaming and doing other things and a lot of editing. I edited for like 10 hours in the Discord because I've been editing in the Discord, which is like probably the best idea I've had as far as this whole thing goes, is editing in the Discord. Kept me really just invested in actually making sure that gets done. I thought I was going to have more energy. I really did. And I thought I was going to be less nervous. I actually thought, because I'm streaming this in the Discord now, I actually thought doing this was going to be easier, and now I'm practically anxious about it. This isn't how this is going to be either. There's going to be a structure, certainly, to how these work eventually. Right now, it's about getting it done. I think that's literally what I said last time, was it's about getting it done, showing up and doing it. But I guess this is more of an update kind of thing. I'm like mildly emotional right now as it is. I had a couple of things that I was like, this would be a good thing to say. This would be a good, something that's a little more than what is effectively a progress update that basically nobody cares about. This could easily just be a post in Tavern in my Discord. It could easily just be that. But that's not the point, right? The point is like showing up and like, well, it doesn't matter. Everything feels really hard, really scary, really hard and really scary right now. Very difficult to identify like what the not what I'm working towards, but what the point of working towards things is. Very difficult to figure that out right now. But I'm just 10 feet tall or whatever. I guess this is as good a time. I've not said this on YouTube. I've said it a couple of times on Discord. I don't think I've said it in front of this person who's here in the chat. So it's scary. This is what I had planned on saying. I'm nervous and I'm working through it. What I had planned on saying and what I initially thought would be a good thing to just cover, other than like a basic progress report, is that I'm trans and have been so since I was like 9. Like, been very well aware of that. Anyway, it's it's exhausting. Nothing makes you feel like more isolated and alone than like, I don't know. It's just exhausting. I guess I said the words. I kind of had this vision in my head of how I was gonna follow it up and the point I was gonna make and what I was gonna make of that, and it's all completely gone. Which is okay. I think that's fine. I said it in a recorded format. I ain't worried about it. Well, I am. It's wacky. Take a lot of things for granted. And it's wacky. I don't know. I'm embarrassed. I don't think I have the wherewithal to continue on that topic, and I really did have a plan for that. I really did feel like I know where I was going to go with that. I was pretty confident, but I kind of fell through my fingers. So I guess this is from here going to be basically what is effectively just an update video. I have beyond this channel, which I've shown up for. I don't know how enjoyable or enlightening or helpful or worthwhile any of this is, but I showed up for it. I did it. Beyond that, I've been recording a political podcast. Super exciting, I know, with my mom. Super exciting, I know. It's actually good stuff. That's been done very slowly. That also, I'm a big fan of my camera having a heart attack. This is also something I wanted to talk about. This whole camera thing I got going on here. It's been good. The most recent one that I recorded, this big fucking delay tells me that the audio is going to be like severely desynced with the video. So what are we even doing here? Desynced camera was probably more emblematic than it even seemed. There's this easily solved. It was not as big a thing to overcome as it felt like given the moment when it was coming. Fuck if I'm starting over. It's a miracle I'm doing it at all. But not connected to Wi-Fi. So bad connection. My bad. Felt like there was I didn't feel like there was more to go over. There was more to go over, and it's kind of lost in the shuffle. And again, I don't now know that there's any value to this, but there is. There absolutely is. recording a whole other thing that or recorded and did the full editing suite, because no matter what, because some of these shorts you can see in the like ratio, it's as soon as I started presenting a certain way, things started kind of going a little worse, and that's okay. I think that's fine, actually. I guess engagement is engagement or whatever. It feels deranged that such a minor like visual change would affect like, oh, this is very explicitly not for me now, and I'm going to effectively vote with what resources I have to indicate that it's not. I don't know if that it makes sense to me. That's it feels minorly deranged, you know, but it's okay, it's fine. And anyway, I don't think if that weren't the case that things would necessarily be going better. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. The shorts take an enormous amount of work. It takes like, and somebody, I think it was Walt, I think you said it, Walty's, I have him in chat here, I'm recording this as I said in the Discord, that it can seem remarkable maybe that it'll take 4 hours to cut like 5 or 6 shorts that are effectively 15 seconds long, and it's like, it's not that crazy, because you want to put them through a process, and that's what I was getting at. It seems more important to put them through a process than it just to even produce anything. I'm not producing this stuff that's going to be like the hallmark or the cornerstone of why things start to work out, right? Of why things, you know, why this whole thing starts to work out. I don't think that the content is of that quality, or even like of that potential that it could be of that quality, and that's not the point. The point is that it's undergoing a process, and I'm learning a set of skills that'll empower me later when I do have a better understanding of what works and what makes more sense. I'll have a better grasp on those systems, on workflows, and what works is in terms of tagging, but also what's interesting. I've already learned a lot in that way. Punchy, even when things that I like, you want to put like more of a style to things, you want to edit things in a way that is more attractive to you, but you realize really quick things need to be like overly punchy a little bit. Things kind of need to conform to an overly punchy kind of, and that's not even a tragedy that you have to put it through that kind of, you have to refine it that way. That like, that's not necessarily the content that I enjoy. That's even true of streaming. Like I like streaming. I think I'm pretty good at it. I think I'm pretty good at it. There are a couple of very basic glass ceilings, like really pretty simple ones that most people don't go through. It's like I'm gonna get these numbers. I'm not pulling them out of my ass, but I'm going to get them wrong. It's like something like 98% of people who stream to less 2 people or fewer, and that's like the first glass ceiling, right? And it's like, yeah, nah, I fucking covered that a long time ago. I have streams that were 350 concurrent. Like that's a thing that's happened a few times. I don't really understand. And I guess it would be, maybe I'll collect that and bring it as like homework next time. I don't really understand. I don't really get it. The engagement doesn't really reflect the concurrent number. You could say that at his last stream. I think this last stream peaked at 19 concurrent. And then the total view count was like 27 people. That seems weird. Something about those numbers seems odd. Anyway, I kind of wandered off here. I don't remember exactly what I was saying. Oh, shorts take an extremely long time. I wandered way the fuck off. Shorts take an extremely long time to edit, and I don't think they're incredible, and I don't think that they're exactly getting me anywhere, but I'm showing up for them, and I'm putting them through a process, and I'm developing a process, and I'm getting better at that process. And I think that's the thing that I need to be doing right now, particularly developing workflows, right? And part of that was with this previous podcast that will be up on Monday. I will link it in the description. It's too early, but when that becomes available, I'll do it. I'll go back and I'll put it in. And that, the most recent one, this one that'll be out on Monday, underwent an enormous amount of editing that previously I'd avoided doing, because I kind of just took it to that same heart, took the same heart of like, or took the same approach of, it's about putting it through a process. It's about getting it done, but it's also about putting it through a process and having just done that. I hope that makes sense. That makes sense to me. So anyway, that's gotten done. I was going to edit. That's not going to happen. Woke up at 4 in, and then you work 9 hours, and then fucking got to get home. I got to eat. I gotta do laundry. I gotta clean. I do an excessive amount of grooming, but it's also like self-care that I deserve. So it's not excessive, and I shouldn't cut my legs out like that. I do, there's things I gotta do. I need to, put an extra hour aside beyond eating and doing these other things. And then I'm fucking exhausted. Theoretically, I have 2 hours. 2 hours, and I could still get like 7 hours of sleep. 2 hours, stretch, do some of those other things that I really probably ought to fucking do, and then go to bed and sleep for like 7 hours and get up at 4 a.m. tomorrow. You know, like theoretically, I could do it. Like do some editing in that time. I'm not going to, and I'm not gonna fucking pretend that I'm going to. That's not gonna happen. It was meant to happen. It will happen tomorrow. God willing, it will happen tomorrow. For now, this is gonna have to be enough. But I got shorts enough to last me till Tuesday. ADHD being what it is, I'm sitting in my car on breaks writing descriptions and titles for these fucking shorts, because like I post them and I go, they're scheduled, they're up, they're there, and then I just like I'll get to that part later. Again, ADHD just being what the fuck it is, you know. I'm about to do that again. That's how tomorrow's gonna be. I have one ready for. I have enough for until Tuesday, and then they gotta get done again. And we're talking about what is basically a full work day, because I also, in order to keep a workflow that makes sense, Monday being my Saturday, I need to wake up and then not dick around. It needs to not be a day off, which is what I want. What I want is for it to be the day that I can sleep in, get up, futz around a little bit. No, there's not gonna be time for that. I have a podcast to record. God willing, get that editing done. That's like 3 hours of editing, probably less this time around. There were a lot of factors that went into it taking this long this last time. A lot of quality factors. I was putting it through a process. I had to download clips of things and then edit them in a way that made sense. I was balancing the audio all the way throughout, when previously I would have just stitched the takes together and pushed it out and been like, okay, that's it. I did a little more than that this time through, you know? And that's good. That process was good. And I had some problems with that process that I shouldn't have next time. It should be a reasonably fast edit. I need more shorts. That was also what I was getting at. And that includes VOD scrubbing, which I had intended to do some cutting today and cut what were effectively segments from the previous podcast up so they'd be ready for upload going into next week. That didn't get done. And then I was going to use tomorrow to scrub VODs, because that takes so fucking long. And I need a timestamp system. Because otherwise what I'm doing is just scrubbing VODs, and it like even at 2x speed, you're still investing like 2 hours per VOD. Like, bro, it's not workable. Something needs to change there. But that's something that has to get done. Maybe I could cut my losses potentially and just go, okay, no shorts this next week, and I will start timestamping, because that's what I ended up doing, is going, I'm not going to go backwards and find content to make shorts out of. I'm going to work with what I have now. Maybe I need to do that again to then create a timestamp workflow. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. That makes sense to me. We'll see what happens though. It also takes pressure off of me. So I got to record, I got to do that, then I got to stream. Really, the big thing that needs to get done is I would like to make an actual proper piece of like meaningful content, like well-produced, scripted, deliberate content on DMC2. Fucking hate that fuck-ass game. Terrible game. But I already streamed the playthrough, so I'll stream another playthrough, other character, get that done, and then find a workflow for getting that done. Yeah, I guess that's mostly it. This is not going to go through basically any editing. I'm going to need to stitch some things together. I look exhausted. This is another problem I've been having, is when I stream and I'm cutting shorts and I'm looking back, the lighting in this room is so fucking bad. These cameras are so bad. This camera is so bad. And I have nothing. Like, what am I meant to do, you know? You work until your body literally fucking hurts, because, like, not to be a whiny bitch or whatever, but, like, you do. You work really fucking hard, and you have nothing for it. Because you can put the time and the work into, because I've done that. I've worked 10, 11, 12-hour days. I did that third shift. I did that for a really long time. I'd get up when the sun, or get home when the sun was up, and did all that, and then, yeah, you know what, you have an excess, certainly. That's a long fucking story where that kind of just didn't pan out to much, and it was really unfair to me, but that doesn't matter right now. Point being is I've done the work, and it's, you know, sure, it does change your quality of life, but at some point you look around and you go like, okay, but if you're doing that, that's what you're doing. There's no time or energy for literally anything else. And that's okay in some cases. Sometimes it's a good choice, but like, I'm gonna need a little more than that probably. Even so, this being a choice that I made, that I need the extra time, that I'm working just enough to keep the lights on and to keep myself housed and to keep myself housed and fed, etc. You know, like I have the things that I need, but like it does when you're, you know, your body physically hurts. And I think I have $10 right now. I have $10 fucking right now, and will until Friday. God forbid literally anything happens at all. It won't. I'll be fine. I've been living on the same razor's edge for so fucking long. Like, it's not that big a deal. My point was, is I would like to do something about these lights. I would like to get stream cameras. I wish I had $200. You know, what are you gonna do? Fuck it. What you're gonna do is you're gonna show up. You're gonna do the thing, and you're gonna be fine. Be fine. It feels difficult. Like I want to do the work, and I'm going to do the work. It feels difficult feeling like there's like a future worth striving for. I think I don't know anybody who doesn't feel that way, and there's almost a distrust of people who don't feel that. It seems odd even because you're not functioning. It feels like maybe you're not functioning in the same reality I'm functioning in. I don't know. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay because ultimately too, I don't know. That seems, before I have my mouth, that's beyond the purview of what I'm doing. I wish I had more energy. There are so many things that I wanted and was willing to talk about, and now I can't. I don't have the energy. I showed up. I'm usually a little more put together than this. I really am. I'm a little more coherent. I think I'm a reasonably good communicator. I think I'm doing an unreasonably poor job this time. Nah, I haven't been that bad. Fuck it. Who cares? This has already gone on longer than I intended it to. I showed up. I did the thing. I'm definitely working tomorrow. I'm definitely going to be. I'm not going to post. Well, maybe I should. Maybe I'll post the Discord. I'll put the Discord in the description. Right now it's just open. It's probably not a good idea, given that little nasty little Nazi rats like to hang out in my comments and be a little mean to me a little bit. And that's not an exaggeration too. Anytime you see anything slur ridden, I guess you don't see those because those get filtered, and I can see them on the back end on occasion. But there's some you know kind of stuff like forehead comments and shit like that, which comes off as deranged because it doesn't affect me. Like, you're not actually picking at something that's going to bother me. That's not how you get to it. But they do it, and then you don't respond because it's wrong to respond, and removing is also a mistake. So you just leave it, and it's fine. It's not that big a deal. But if you go through any of those profiles, I was idly discussing one with somebody on a call, and I clicked on the profile, just making a joke about, you know, just talking about it. And I clicked on it, and he's got literal Nazi shit in his fucking like music playlists with like totem comps, and like it's like yeah, go you know, like go figure. Fuck it, whatever. It's really funny. Anyway, I'll be editing tomorrow on stream in the Discord. Yeah, I'll do this again also on stream. Alti was here. He left. He says I think maybe this wasn't much fun for him. Nothing about this is much fun. I apologize for that. My bad. Whatever. It's all very complicated. It's not as complicated. That's what I was saying about the Wi-Fi, actually. The lesson to take away is that it feels complicated immediately. Like, with some immediacy. And then you go to deal with the problem, or like untangle whatever it is. And you go, this isn't that. I'm just tripping out. I'm just tired. Yeah. This is not how I saw this. Like 20 minutes before I was doing it, this isn't how I saw it in my head. You're pretty cute or whatever. Bye. Fuck you. Bye.